Guys, can't blame it on A-Rod anymore. No one's getting base hits on this team. Welcome to the Final Serve. I'm Tim. This is Joe.
How you doing?
We're going to kick off today's episode by talking about the Yankees. The only good thing this team's had going for it is the starting pitching. Starting pitching has been phenomenal. The bats, on the other hand, been terrible. Besides Ichiro and Ibanez in Game 1 of the ALCS, the Yankees have done nothing offensively. I understand they lost Jeter in the 12th inning of the first game, but what is Joe thinking when in Game 2 he puts up a lineup where Cano's batting second and Russell Martin's batting fifth? How do you put a man who was on the interstate almost the entire season fifth? He's going to protect Ibanez? I understand A-Rod's been struggling, but at least the Tigers still have to respect him. What respect does Martin deserve? Now, I understand in Game 2 there was a terrible call by the umpire. But to be honest, it's not the reason why the Yankees lost. They weren't scoring anything anyway. One run would have won that game. This Yankee lineup has been epically awful. Detroit has Verlander going Game 3. Would not be surprised the man pitches a no-hitter against them with the way they've been hitting. I think the Yankees are dead. I think Detroit's going to get a 4-game sweep. And the Yankee season is over here.
Listen, I think the Yankees need a spark, and I think that it's time to sit down Nick Swisher, give Brett Gardner a chance. You can't do much worse. Sit down Jason Nix, put in Nunez. You need offense. I know you give up defense with Nunez. The man can't freaking catch a ground ball, but they need offense.
See, for me, I don't trust Eduardo Nunez. This lineup's struggling as it is. The guy is an error waiting to happen. He causes an error that could lead to a big rally by Detroit. I think the Yankees are going to put a lineup out there. It needs to go Ichiro leading off, Swisher batting second, Cano third, Ibanez fourth, Teixeira fifth, because he's at least been getting on base, Alex Rodriguez, because he still demands respect for who he is, Curtis Granderson, Nix, and Martin.
Listen, I think by putting Nunez in and putting Gardner in, you can't do much worse than they've already done. Okay, fine. Maybe Nunez gives up an error. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe Nunez sparks the offense, which is what they need. Their offense has been terrible.
But then where are you putting Nunez?
Gotta put him at short.
No, I mean in
There's no
the lineup. Where are you putting Nunez in the lineup?
I bet him eighth.
So you're risking a guy who's most likely going to commit an error for a guy who's batting eighth.
Yep.
An eighth place hitter is going to spark your offense.
It could.
I don't think so.
Of course it could.
I'll give you Brett Gardner because one thing I'll agree with you is he can at least bunt for a hit. He'd slap the ball to third, force the third baseman to throw the ball, possibly beat it out, force an error. I'll give you Gardner. Nunez, I can't agree with. I think he should not be in the lineup at all.
I just think they need to get something going. And by putting the two of them in the lineup, I don't think they can do much worse than what the team is already doing.
Well, moving on from that depressing topic and going to something a little more cheerful. Week 7 in the NFL. Starting off with the Seahawks at the 49ers. Seahawks are 1-2 away. San Fran's home. I'm giving this game to San Fran. They're going to come out angry from the Giants' loss. Prove something. Prove that they're still the team to beat in the NFC. I can't imagine the Seahawks winning this game considering that San Fran is pretty good against the run. All the pressure is going to be on Wilson. I see San Fran winning this game big despite Seattle's pretty solid defense. I think the 49ers win this game 27-13.
I think the 49ers are going to win this game also. I'm going a lot closer than that. The Seahawks are an interesting team to follow. They have a very strong defense. But then the 49ers, I couldn't believe how they were embarrassed by the Giants. Definitely didn't even suspect that a little bit. I thought that they were going to go and win that game. But I'm going to go 49ers in this one. I'm going to say 21-17. The Seahawks are going to surprise you this year. And they've shown that through their first 6 games. And I think it's just going to be a trend. It's going to be a close one. Our next game, the Washington Redskins at the New York Giants. Oh, the Redskins. Don't they have the Giants number? Robert Griffin III against Eli Manning. I'm going Eli Manning and the Giants. That defense showed me something against the 49ers. Just completely shut them down. I think they're going to do the same thing to the Redskins. I don't think Griffin is going to be able to do much. I'm going to take the Giants 24, Redskins 14.
I'm going to agree here. I'm going Giants. There are a few things, though, that bother me about the Redskins. Griffin has showed to be a very exciting player this year. Had a 70-plus yard rush in his last game. The one thing the Giants have always struggled in is defending against a quarterback that can run. He can also throw the ball very well. Griffin already at this point in the season has a 100 QB rating. He showed he's very dynamic. That Redskins defense also has showed at times that it could be pretty solid. I like what the Giants showed last week against the 49ers. Showed that they can hang tough against a tough team. They showed that they can run the ball on a very good defensive team. The pass rush for the Giants last week showed some life. As long as they can keep Griffin in the pocket, I think the Giants win this one. Giants win this game 28-24. The next game we're going to be talking about are a pair of 5-1 teams. The Ravens versus the Texans. The Ravens are coming off a win where they lost Ray Lewis and Webb, so their defense might be a little shaky. The Texans are coming off a loss where Aaron Rodgers threw for 6 touchdowns on them. I feel like Green Bay might have exposed something with the Texas defense. Texas offense has not been all that great the last 2 weeks. I'm going to go the Ravens on this one. I think Rice runs for at least 100 yards against them. And whenever Rice runs for 100 yards, Ravens always seem to win. I'm picking the Ravens 17, Texans 13.
I have to disagree with you, my friend. I think the Texans are going to bounce back. Their last 2 games have been shaky. They could have very easily lost to the Jets, and they pretty much got smacked around by Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I think they bounce back against a Ravens team that is riddled with injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Joe Flacco is really going to prove himself if he can lead this team. But give me the Texans 28, Ravens 24. Our next game, the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. The Jets went out and demolished the Indianapolis Colts. And the New England Patriots lost to the Seahawks in a game that everyone thought they were going to win. A classic rivalry. Good old Rex Ryan saying that he thinks that they're going to beat the Patriots. I can't pick the Jets in this one. I don't see it happen. I don't see how they're going to defend Gronkowski. You put Cromartie on Lloyd. What do you do? Who do you put on Welker? I don't know. I can't go with the Jets on this. I think they're going to end up 3-4. I see the Patriots winning. Give me the Patriots 24, Jets 17.
Jets-Patriots, the tale of 2 inconsistent teams. I have absolutely no idea where to go in this game. If 1 week where the Patriots rush for 200 plus yards, the next game they have Brady dropping back 58 times. You have 2 games where the Jets look like no one can stop them, and then you have games where the Jets look like. Then the Jets have games where they don't look like they don't know what's going on out there. I give the Patriots a slight edge in this game because they're home, because it's Tom Brady and Belichick. Picking the Patriots here, 20, Jets 14. In our next game, we have an AFC North showdown. Steelers at the Bengals. Steelers coming off a terrible loss to the Titans. Bengals, very inconsistent this year. Their defense has not been anything what I expected it to be. Once again, I'm going to go with the team with the more solid quarterback with a better resume. They have an aging defense that I don't really trust. Andy Dalton has been solid this year. Green has been his go-to guy. Already has caught 6 touchdowns this year. I'm going to pick the Steelers this one, 30, Bengals 20.
You know, this game it's hard for me to decide because both teams are so up in the air and you don't know what you're going to get from them. Steelers are 0-3 on the road. I mean, can you really trust them? I don't know. I think the Bengals are going to win this game. I think the Steelers are beat up. I think that they're not nearly as good as they were or as they should be. And I think the Bengals are going to expose them a little bit. I'm going to say the Bengals win 28-17. Moving from the AFC North to the NFC North, we have our Monday night matchup between the Lions and the Bears. Man, the Lions are a frustrating team. I thought they'd be a little bit better. The Bears, how can you argue with 4-1? 2-0 at home. Give me the Bears 27, Lions 20.
NFC North showdown. What I believe to be the best division in the league. You have Jay Cutler, who's been very inconsistent this year. The Bears have a solid defense. The last game they picked off Romo 5 times. They have a pretty good running game, which gives them some balance to their offense. The Lions' secondary is atrocious. I think Marshall's going to have a breakout game. In this one, he's going to catch for at least 2 touchdowns. On the other hand, you have the Lions with a Stafford-Johnson connection, which is always a threat, but they've been way too inconsistent. I'm taking the Bears in this one. 35, Lions 24.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter @TheFinalServe. Thanks for listening.
You've just been served.